In this typically poor production, the Caravan of No Regrets thunders down the Tasman Highway and finds a home for 3 nights at Coles Bay. We visit Cape Tourville Lighthouse, we have dinner out a couple of times, we witness a super stunning sunset and another non-sunset, and while there, a separate production on its own, we ride the Pennicott Wilderness Journeys catamaran around into Wineglass Bay for lunch.
Sunday the 20th of August 2023, day 22 on the road, hooked up, ready to leave the Ironhouse Brewery campsite, a free campsite. This is a pretty pleasant area, doesn't get much better than this. Shorts, t-shirt, not even a breath of breeze yet. I didn't check the temperature in the car. I'm guessing 18, 19, 20, somewhere like that. It is a stunning day. You know, there were people that told me, oh, you won't handle the wind, you can't do that, you won't like the weather. It's amazing people give out advice without actually knowing much about the whole situation. There's some more nice high clouds there. I hear someone down at resort or accommodation near the brewery playing a spot of Sunday morning tennis. Might have even been a wedding here yesterday. A jet helicopter took off just after lunch and headed north. Fabulous spot. I don't do recommendations because what we like others may not. I have certainly found that what others like I definitely do not. Anyway, that's a wrap. Where are we headed for today? Coles Bay, Freycinet Perninsula and Wineglass Bay. I also aired up the tyres this morning after 3 weeks on the road. We've got them back up to where we need to be for optimum tyre life and performance. Quick look at the beach between the Ironhouse Brewery and Coles Bay. Early days yet, made out a few k's. Views just keep coming.
After parking up at another Big Four, the Big Four at Coles Bay, we headed up to Cape Tourville and the Cape Tourville Lighthouse. So I can completely stuff up the filming and photographing of another lighthouse. Lighthouses and I not getting on this particular trip.
Impressive walkway up here at the Cape Tourville Lighthouse. Been some days spent here.
Out there to the right, we've got the unforgiving Tasman Sea, and a little bit later in this particular presentation, we'll see some of the really rugged coastline that is prevalent up here.
We're still at Cape Tourville. Just in there will be Wineglass Bay, all part of the hazards, kind of. Pretty impressive up here. Pretty cool too. Amazing at a bit of altitude, gets a bit cool. A bit near the water gets a bit cool.
When we ride the Pennicott boat in a couple of days, we'll head into one of those gaps over there in those rugged bits of hill and end up down for lunch in Wineglass Bay.
Just the water doing its watery things down there along the base of the rocks. I think there's been some money spent here since we were last here. That looks new and trendy.
These are called the nuggets. Up to 10 species of bird and 500 pairs nest over there on the nuggets. A couple of granite islands every year. No predators.
There's a lighthouse here. I'm not sure if it's still lighthouses to save the ships from certain disaster. Certainly nothing spinning there this afternoon. But we'll wander over there in a moment and just have a look and see if it does still lighthouse.
That will be where that Pennicott catamaran will enter Wineglass Bay.
On one of the beaches around Coles Bay, some mountains back there known as the Hazards. One of them is Mount Amos. You get some stunning pictures of the Wineglass Bay from the top of Mount Amos. Just running around here, that little island out there's got the ability to camp on it. I think it's pretty exclusive, probably cost you a little bit of dough. Not a real big island, you'd run around it a few times in the course of your visit. Theoretically at this time of day, which is sunset, those hazards appear to change colour, and maybe they are, maybe I'm expecting too much. I think they might supposedly go to a pinkish sort of a colour. Maybe I should get the gear out and grab a couple of shots. We are indeed on Muirs Beach, and lo and behold, we're the only humans here. Staying in a caravan park for the next 3 nights. It's not real busy at the moment, but boy, there'd be some punch-ons here when it gets busy. This island over here where you can go and camp is called Picnic Island. We might look up the prices at some stage. Anyway, right now I probably should get some pictures of those hazards. Current tariff that we can find for Picnic Island is $5,600 for 2 nights, 4 people. Just over here at the end of this beach is a little joint called the Sapphire Resort. The poverty pack there is $2,500 for 2 nights. Rips right up to $3,200 a night, and you got to stay for 2 nights. Gee, I'd have to be wealthy to even consider dropping that sort of cash just based on price and value. I just can't see value in $3,200 a night.
After another stratospheric sunset, we headed to the Iluka Tavern for dinner. Now, the Iluka Tavern is part of the same complex as the Big Four Caravan Park. In any case, I had the fish and chips, and I think my wife had a Parmigiana. This was the best fish and chips I'd had to date on tour. In fact, there'd been nothing wrong with it, but it just hadn't climbed the top of the ladder. The fish and chips we'd had to date, or that I'd had to date. The Iluka Tavern from outside at night while walking. Poor video. Just whiling away a day in Coles Bay, taking in the sights while we wait. The next day we arrive to take the Pennicott Wilderness Journeys catamaran around to Wineglass Bay. We sit down here and just look out at the bay. The wind picks up, rocks those boats. There's a rabbit chewing on some grass. We have a non-sunset really, but we go and have a look at it just because it's there.
Little dinner here tonight at Geograph Pizza, fish and chips. We had a pizza.
Seemed like a couple of young folks just having a go, which has to be applauded. A pulled pork pizza, certainly a different flavour. The true pizza aficionado has just felt their heart palpate. So ends another part of the story. The next part of the story is the Pennicott Wilderness Journeys cruise out and around into the Tasman Sea and across to Wineglass Bay. Let me tell you, this is a story of power spewing, some excitable young chaps from the boat driver to the deckhand. With what we see, I actually get a little bit of footage, pretty poor footage, but of some jumping tuna. Yes, I think it was blue-finned tuna. Check back in to see when the Caravan of No Regrets continues.